What's something we all just pretend no one does, but in truth we know we all do it? That feeling when you finally flick the sticky booger off your finger after 7 tries. Realize later it's still stuck to you. Procrastination. I was going to say that, but I waited too long. Assume you are above average intelligence. I usually assume I'm either the most galaxy-brained human to have ever lived or a complete dumbass. It really depends on the day and on what I'm doing. Look up words that people use because we don't know the meaning even though we pretend to when they are talking. Like, I know I'm using the word in the right context, but if someone was to ask me what it means, I could not tell them. Winning fake arguments in your head. Hey, it's better than losing a fake argument in your head. I lose arguments in my head all the time. It helps me rethink my perspective. Picking your nose and finding that root boog that feels like it's attached to the base of the brain. One of the best feelings in the world. I just had deviated septum surgery in October. You have no idea the satisfaction of those first few monsters finally working their way out of my slowly healing passages and my nose suddenly feeling wide open. I mean, maybe you do, it's a pretty common procedure. Making up conversations in my head before something important. Like, I will say this and then the response from other person might be this. Sometimes it can go for 10 to 15 minutes before I snap back to reality. Especially arguments. I can have both sides of an argument with someone all by myself in my own head. This is why I spend so long in the shower, lol, just stand there going through potential arguments in my head and how I'd win them. If anyone asks why I was in the shower for 30 minutes though, I'd never say so. Also, the arguments IRL never really go how they did in my head. I'm a lot smarter and wittier when I'm arguing against myself. Intrusive thoughts that make us question whether we're secretly psychopaths. The dark ones are healthy sign though. I ruminate on a certain one I had because it scared me and my therapist said, "It's because it's so out of character that even the thought hurts you more than you could ever hurt them." Deliberately delay responses to text messages and emails, even though it would be convenient to reply. Especially when it would be at a suspiciously late hour. I'm a night owl. At least email has a delay send option. So do text messages. At least on Android phones. You can schedule to send a text. Saved me so many times, because I'm horrible at remembering to text people on their birthdays. I'll remember the day before that so and so has a birthday tomorrow. Then tomorrow comes and I get busy or distracted and forget to actually send the text. So, I schedule a text to arrive the next day. Late enough that I'm typically awake and texting, but early enough that it's clearly one of my first texts of the day. Also, I make sure to select a weird minute to send, 8:33 not 8:30 on the dot. Fantasize about doing something / someone you shouldn't. Man, I could just jump off this building, couldn't I? No brain, we do not want to die. Yes, we technically could do that though. Convincing yourself in your head that everyone around you is doing things perfectly and at full efficiency and expect the same of the people around them. No? Just me? I feel like I'm a moron that's just hiding my uselessness very well. Yes, me thinking I'm a lazy idiot and everyone else is a brilliant overachiever. Read messages from the notification bar then pretending you didn't see the message only much later. I occasionally turn off my Wi-Fi and data, read the message, close the app and then turn data/Wi-Fi back on. It seems to work. Recently I had to insist that my wife knocks loudly and waits before opening my son's bedroom door. I really had to explain why FS. I know he's constantly jacking off, but he would be mortified if anyone knew, especially his parents. Me and my brother shared a room in high school, and so we could only ever do it in the shower or on the toilet. My dad caught on, but my mom never really did, and would get incredibly mad when we would spend 30 minutes going to the bathroom. After countless events of her knocking on the door and yelling, "What's taking you so long? Come on out!" Every 5 minutes, my brother eventually got fed up and yelled back, "Shut up, Mom, I am masturbating." She didn't do it anymore after that. My wife likes to burst into our daughter's room. I told her maybe she should stop that, and she said, "Oh my God, did you walk in on her?" And I had to tell her no, but she's 16, so she should have personal space. She doesn't understand. Wait, so she's fully aware of why you want her to give your daughter some space and ignores it anyways. Many moms operate with zero considerations for their child's privacy. It's not a new phenomenon. Reading comments/texts multiple times after sending/posting them. Just to let the fact that you're a modern-day Shakespeare settle in. The amount of time I spend looking at my own posts/messages and pretend that I'm an outsider looking in is embarrassing. Only to discover you left out an important word and the whole meaning of your post just. Panic clean before guests come over to then apologize for the mess. Until you start having no panic, then you stop cleaning. It follows that you stop apologizing for the mess. And finally you stop having visits. Depression doesn't count, lol. Or, for unexpected guests, hide behind the front door noiselessly, watching out the peephole until they've left. Because I'm an introvert, or a coward, or both. Oh God, I still think about this. Our old house had a glass front door so you couldn't walk down the hallway without someone seeing you. I was wandering around the back end of the house without any pants on. The doorbell rang, and I saw it was the postman. But I couldn't get to the bedroom, where my pants were, without giving him a full view of my naked lower half. So I hid behind the wall and waited for him to go away. And after he left, I couldn't find the parcel anywhere. Eventually I found it on the back veranda. Just off the back room, which had really big windows and open curtains. So while I was hiding from him, he's come around to the back of the house and left my DVDs on the back veranda, and he would see me, half naked and hiding behind the wall. Kids hide their profanity from adults, and adults hide their profanity from kids. Because both sides must maintain the illusion that the other side doesn't know that they know profanity. I still remember vividly the first time I heard my 13-year-old boy loudly exclaim, "Fuck," through an open window. He was carrying groceries in, and dropped a gallon of milk on the pavement. It was proper usage, and I couldn't bring myself to yell at him over actual spilled milk, so here we are. My 4-year-old was eating a popsicle and it broke in half and fell on the kitchen floor. She looked down at it for a second, sighed and quietly said, "God damn it," before going to get toilet paper to clean it up. My wife denies it, but I know our daughter picked it up from her because it was exactly how she says it. My 3-year-old said, "What the fucking heck?" and used the phrase properly. How am I supposed to be upset about that? I just want to know where she heard it from because I cuss constantly but have never used the word heck in front of her. Then last night she called me stupid and I saw red. Never thought I'd be more upset about the word stupid than an actual cuss word, but now we get to have a conversation about not using words in a mean way towards people. Thinking about embarrassing moments. I will find myself having flashbacks to stupid shit from primary school like 2 decades ago, and reliving that. Like, bro, you're probably the only person who even remembers, let it go. Picking your nose. I remember being in 11th grade in 2008 and going to the bathroom during class just to wash my hands in hot water. I live in northern Minnesota and have poor circulation. I did this a lot, and one of my teachers came out of the stall, washed her hands and said to herself in the mirror, or maybe me, "Oh man, I broke a nail. How am I supposed to pick my nose now?" 14 years later I still think about this. She really made me feel like we all do that shit during a time I was so self-conscious about just being a human. Daydreaming about childish shit. No, when you ask what I'm thinking and I say nothing when you saw me zone out, I wasn't literally thinking of nothing. For that minute I was a race car driver or an astronaut. Yes, I've made plans in my head on how I would go about trying to weigh my own head, or how much I'd like to just wail in that crying baby's face to see how it would react. No, I'm not going to say that when you ask me to my face. I'll lie and say nothing of importance, or hit rewind till the last vaguely important plot point to say I was thinking about to save face.